Mindfulness in every breath, the art of living awake. Mindfulness begins with a single breath. It is the doorway through which countless beings have entered the path of clarity, compassion, and inner freedom. The Buddha taught that mindfulness of breathing is not merely a meditation technique, it is the foundation of awakening. Through the breath, we learn to return home to ourselves, to calm the storms of the mind, and to perceive reality with unclouded vision. This discourse explores the profound art of living awake. Breath by breath, it is written as a long-form teaching, unfolding gradually, allowing the reader to settle into a deeper awareness. What follows is part 1, and I will continue expanding each section until the full teaching reaches 20,000 words. Part 1. The breath as the path to awakening. 1. The breath as the bridge between body and mind. The breath is the most faithful companion we have. From the moment of birth until the final moment of life, the breath stays with us, flowing quietly and continuously. It links the body and the mind in a way nothing else can. When the mind is restless, the breath becomes shallow. When the body is tense, the breath becomes tight. When the heart opens, the breath softens and expands. Thus, the breath is not only a function of nature, it is a mirror. To observe the breath is to observe oneself. To care for the breath is to care for one's entire being. 2. Why the Buddha began with breathing. Among the countless teachings of the Buddha, mindfulness of breathing holds a place of honor. It is said that the Buddha practiced it on the night of his enlightenment, and he offered 40 distinct instructions on breathing meditation throughout his life. Why? Because the breath is simple, universal, and always available. No matter where we are, walking, sitting, working, eating, we can return to our breath. Breathing is the natural anchor of mindfulness. It reminds us that the present moment is alive. It shows us the impermanent nature of all phenomena. It teaches us to let go, again and again. 3. The breath is a sanctuary of peace. In a world full of noise, distraction, and demands, the breath becomes a sanctuary. The Buddha taught that when we dwell in the breath, we create a refuge within ourselves, a place untouched by fear, desire, or confusion. To breathe mindfully is to rest in this inner refuge. Every conscious breath is a soft reminder. Here is peace. Here is safety. Here is home. 4. Breathing as a way to return to the present moment. The mind is often lost in the past or racing toward the future. We replay old memories, rehearse imagined conversations, worry about what has not yet occurred, and cling to what has already passed. But suffering grows only in these two realms, the past and the future. The present moment, when touched deeply, is always fresh, spacious, and free. Mindful breathing pulls the wandering mind back into the now. It is the thread that stitches us back into the fabric of life. 5. The breath as a teacher of impermanence. Each breath arises and disappears. No two breaths are the same. Some are deep, some are shallow, some are smooth, some are rough. The breath teaches us the great truth of impermanence, perhaps more clearly than any book or teacher could. To breathe with awareness is to practice letting go. With every exhale, we release what no longer serves us. With every inhale, we open to the new. Part 2. The practice of mindful breathing. 1. Establishing a place of rest. Before we begin mindful breathing, We create conditions for the mind to settle. We find a quiet place, sit comfortably, and allow the body to relax. The breath flows naturally when the body is at ease. The Buddha taught, just as a skilled woodcarver steadies their hand, one steadies the breath by establishing a calm place within. This place is not physical, it is the calmness that arises when we meet the breath with kindness. 2. Observing the natural breath. Mindfulness of breath begins with simple observation. We do not force or control the breath. We do not judge it. We simply witness it. Observe the rising of the inhale. Observe the falling of the exhale. Notice the pause in between. This gentle awareness brings the mind into stillness. 3. Recognizing the qualities of each breath. Every breath carries qualities. Long or short. Deep or shallow. Smooth or rough. Warm or cool. The Buddha instructed practitioners to simply recognize these qualities without attachment. Recognition deepens awareness, and awareness leads to insight. 4. Breathing with the whole body. Advanced mindfulness involves feeling the breath with the entire body. The inhalation expands not only the lungs but the chest, belly, back, and even the subtle energetic pathways. The exhalation softens the entire body. When the whole body breathes, there is no boundary between awareness and experience. 5. Calming the breath, calming the mind. As mindfulness grows, the breath naturally becomes slower and more refined. This calming effect extends to the mind. Just as a lake becomes clear when its surface is still, the mind becomes clear when the breath is gentle. The Buddha said, to watch the breath is to tame the mind. Part 3. Deepening awareness through the breath. 1. Becoming intimate with the present moment. Mindfulness is intimacy with life. It is the raw, unfiltered experience of reality without the veil of projection, memory, or judgment. The breath becomes the doorway to this intimacy because it is always happening now. Whenever we breathe consciously, we step fully into the present moment, where all wisdom and freedom reside. To become intimate with the moment is to rest in what is rather than what the mind wishes life to be. It is a soft surrender, a quiet acceptance, a gentle opening. 2. Deep listening to the breath. Deep listening means listening not only with the ears but with the heart. It means receiving the breath without resistance, without interference. As we listen deeply, the breath slows, the mind softens, the heart opens. Deep listening reveals the subtle layers of experience, the faint vibration of inhalation, the sinking release of exhalation, the stillness between breaths. In this stillness, profound insight begins. 3. The breath as a guide through difficult emotions. When anger, sadness, fear, or anxiety arise, the breath becomes a compassionate guide. Instead of suppressing emotions or being overwhelmed by them, we hold them gently with mindful breathing. Breathing into difficult emotions does not mean pushing them away. It means embracing them with awareness. Breathing in, I acknowledge this emotion. Breathing out, I give it space to soften. The Buddha taught that mindfulness transforms emotions not by force but by understanding. As we breathe with an emotion, we see its impermanent nature. We see that it arises, peaks, and fades. We see that it is not who we are but an experience passing through consciousness. 4. using the breath to transform stress and tension. Tension is stored in the body, in the shoulders, in the jaw, in the belly. These physical knots are reflections of mental knots, unresolved worries, old fears, hidden expectations. Mindful breathing is one of the simplest ways to release these knots. As we inhale, we bring awareness to the tension. As we exhale, we invite the tension to soften, even if it does not dissolve immediately. The relationship to the tension changes. Instead of fighting the discomfort, we acknowledge it with compassion. Breath by breath, the body becomes a place of ease. 5. The breath is an anchor during turbulent times. Life is full of storms, loss, illness, conflict, uncertainty. The Buddha taught that awakening does not mean avoiding storms but learning to stand in the center of them with clarity and courage. The breath is the anchor that keeps us steady. When everything around us is shifting, the breath remains faithful. When thoughts spin out of control, the breath brings us back. When fear arises, the breath holds us gently. By returning to the breath again and again, we cultivate resilience. This resilience is not hard or rigid, it is fluid, like bamboo bending in the wind. 6. The breath and the opening of inner space. As mindfulness deepens, the breath begins to create spaciousness inside us. This inner space is where calmness blooms, where insight blossoms. It is spacious enough to hold joy and sorrow, hope and fear, clarity and confusion. The breath expands this space with every inhalation and softens it with every exhalation. Over time, the heart becomes wide like the sky, able to contain everything without being overwhelmed. 7. Breathing with acceptance and non-resistance. True mindfulness arises when we stop resisting life. Resistance takes many forms. Wishing things were different, denying emotions, controlling outcomes, clinging to expectations. The breath teaches acceptance. It flows naturally without being forced. It comes and goes without attachment. When we breathe with acceptance, we learn to meet life as it is. Acceptance is not passivity. It is clarity. It is the understanding that the present moment is already here. Our role is to respond wisely, not to fight reality. 8. The breath is a door to subtle joy. There is a joy that arises not from excitement, stimulation, or desire, but from simple presence. This joy is subtle, gentle, quiet, like the warmth of the morning sun. It comes when the breath and awareness move in harmony. The Buddha called this joy piti, a bliss that arises from mindfulness. It nourishes the heart, refreshes the mind, and strengthens the practice. 9. Embodying stillness through the breath. Stillness does not mean freezing the body or stopping the mind. It means resting deeply in awareness. The breath guides us into this stillness, where we can see things clearly. When the mind anchors in the breath, a quiet serenity emerges. This serenity is the foundation of wisdom. 10. Conclusion of Part 3. Deepening mindfulness through the breath reveals profound insights about the mind, body, and heart. The breath becomes more than a physical function. It becomes a teacher, a friend, a refuge. Mindfulness in every breath, the art of living awake, anapanasati. The breath is the most fundamental, universal, and immediate object of mindfulness. It is the bridge between the body and the mind, and the most reliable tool for preventing karmic reactions in relationship crises. the breath as the anchor. The practice of anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, requires us to recognize the breath as it enters and leaves the body. This is our constant anchor in the turbulent sea of relationship dynamics. When arguments flare, when criticism lands, or when feelings of separation arise, the mind instantly contracts, and the breath becomes shallow, short, and trapped in the chest. Using the breath to break the karmic cycle. In a difficult interaction, the mind is racing, trying to define the other as an enemy or a threat. This is the moment negative karma is created. We must intervene by using the breath. Stop, samma samadhi. Immediately pause your verbal or mental response. Do not speak. Do not think the next argument. Breathe, samma sati. Gently bring your full attention to the sensation of the breath at the nostrils or abdomen. Take one slow, deliberate inhalation, feeling the cool air enter. Exhale slowly, feeling the warm air leave. This single moment of focused breath disrupts the automatic, conditioned chain reaction of hatred, dosa. See, samadhi, with the calm that the breath has restored. You can now see the situation clearly. The other person is suffering. The feeling in your chest is suffering. And the entire situation is impermanent. The power of shared breath. Furthermore, the breath reminds us of our deepest connection. We are breathing the same air, sharing the same space, upheld by the same universal conditions. The breath is the living proof that no I can exist independently of the other. Practicing full, deep presence in the breath allows us to meet the person next to us not with fear, but with the quiet, firm strength of an awakened mind. This is the art of living awake in every single moment of interaction.